Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 10:07 a.m. excuse me, on the 28th of November 2023. I've just got back from going down to the pathologist because I had to take in what a to-do. So I had to do a midstream urine sample, you know, because my urologist wants to check on my kidneys, find out what the source of the, overactive, bladder activities during the night is, so I can heal and have some kind of quality of life, right? And so I woke up at 6 o'clock and busting to pee, and went back to bed, and then woke up at 9 o'clock busting to pee again. And I thought, oh, bejesus. But while I'm up, 9 o'clock's a reasonable time to get myself down to the pathology, or so I thought. So I literally had a quick shower and threw clothes on and literally ran out the door. I actually left my iPhone behind, which had my iPhone case has got all my cards in it for payment since Friday when I went out. So I had no money on me. So I get to the pathology place, which is not a long drive away, thank goodness. And it's bloody busy. There are like 3 people ahead of me. And I'm busting and I'm sitting there and I'm literally breaking out into a sweat like, I can't do this. So anyway, so I'm sitting cross-legged, looking very anxious on my last nerve. And there were 2 gentlemen in the waiting room as well as an elderly Italian woman. And I'm like, oh dear goddess. Right, I'm like internally primal screaming, right? And it took forever. I think it was half an hour before someone came out. And then the young woman, pathology worker or whatever, calls in the elderly gentleman, and I just looked at her and I said, oh, excuse me, but may I trouble you for a specimen jar? I have to do a midstream pee and I can't possibly hold on any longer. And she just looks at me in horror, and I was embarrassed because there's 2 men, in the reception. I thought, oh, fuck it, I don't care, you gotta pee, man. I'm over this. So anyway, she hands me the jar and tells me the code for the loo. Off I bolt, and I come back and I just looked at the other gentleman that was still waiting, and I said, there's nothing worse than being a travelling bladder. And he just grinned, Oh, you got to just make fun of yourself, don't you? I mean, what are you going to do? This getting older thing is, well, I mean, this bladder thing's been going on for eons, so it's not about getting older. But the thing is about getting older is you just no longer care. You lose all dignity. You're like, fuck it, I'm dying anyway, ain't I, Charlie? She says, yes, Mummy, but not today. Today you're going to give me kisses. And she's a bit confused about me hitting the ground running first thing in the morning, bolting out the door. Didn't even get her out of her cage, did I, Charlie? Well, it was an emergency, Charlie. It was an emergency. I've been sweating on that urine sample for 3 days, getting myself all anxious and upset. And all it was I had to wait. And the wait. At one point, I even got out the Holy Bible, which was a Christian Bible. I thought, I'm a compulsive reader, and I was getting very bored. I got bored in the waiting room, waiting. After the other gentleman went in. So I pulled out the Bible, and I was very bemused because my Hebrew name is Ruth Tanya Bat Avraham V'Sarah, right? So I took on the second name after one of my other near-death experiences, because Tanya is actually my real name, but I added it in, Ruth Tanya Bat Avraham. And all the men laughed in the shul when I declared my name, my added second name being my own name, because it sounds like they're saying Ruth Tanya. I just sort of gave them a dirty look. Yes, that's that level of dishonour in that shul. But anyway, never mind. Ruth, the first convert, and Tanya gets out the Bible, opens it randomly to a page, because I'll just read anything. I need to read something, I'm bored. And who am I reading? The story of Ruth, the Moabite woman. And I thought, ah, isn't that sweet? Where thou liest down, I will liest down, and where you rise up, I will rise up. Unbeknownst to, the gods, my people were not very loyal and loving to me, so I won't be rising up with them anytime soon. I guess I did lie down with them, lay fallow for 30 years. Mama has laid fallow for 30 years, Charlie, 35 years. But now we're rising up like the wheat that the Moabite woman Ruth gathered in the fields. Don't worry, I'm not that religious anymore. I just saw the irony. But that was the random bibliography of the day when I was looking for something to read. A reminder. Yeah, I was reading about her lying at Boaz's feet and trying to gain favour and mercy so that he would provide for her or find someone to provide for her, right? And I was reading it and I was thinking, oh dear goddess, all this being cast into poverty and into a mendicant role where you just got to beg for your survival. The irony was not lost on me. Maybe that's why my life's been shit, right? Tacking on that name. But it was gifted to me by the rabbis at my conversion, and it really lacked a bit of imagination because they give every female convert that name. I mean, for the love of God. I'm really more like Deborah than Ruth, because I too have had temptations to stick a tent pin through men's heads at times, and men that truly deserved that. Maybe I should ask the gods to change my name to Deborah. But no. I'll be grateful and accept my din like a good Jewish girl. Do I look like someone that's ever accepted her din? I have fought against it every inch of the way, every second, every breath. But yes, Charlie. Kind of the irony of the story of Ruth is she's widowed, right? And she's, she's gifted, I think, I didn't read the whole biblical story, but I think she ends up being gifted another husband to look after her at the end. So maybe that's the twist. I don't really want a husband. I don't want to be enslaved. I don't want to be at the mercy of a man ever again. She says, yes, you do, Mama. You want a nice, loving man who's kind to you. Yes, but doesn't mean I have to shackle myself to him legally and be enslaved. Oh, don't do that, Charlie. So anyway, I'm trying to work it out, what it is I want from life. True love, that's what I want from life. True honouring love. Well, the gods have a say in that. They know I haven't been able to find truest, deepest love in 58 and a half years, so I guess it's because I'm married to the Holy One already. Closest to my heart, the Abrahamic God that has variously tortured me just as much as any mortal man. But at the 11th hour, he always pulls me out of whatever danger or whatever nightmare or whatever. He always gifts me the 11th hour exactly what I need for continued survival on this planet. So maybe I won't be quite so bitter even with my Holy One. I often say to myself, it will all make sense in the end, right? Meaning when I transition this body and resume my place amongst the spirit world, of non-physical reality. It'll all make sense in the end. But in the meantime, all I can say is Anyway, today's reading is called Metamorphosis, and I actually have that on my bio on Facebook. It's been up there for a week because I'm conscious that I'm going through an extreme transition, metamorphosis, literally a fight for better health or a fight for a graceful death, whichever comes first. And yes, it's still kind of hanging in the balance a bit with recent shifts, and yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see myself how it all ends up, my life story. But as I said yesterday, I'm not done yet. I've got things to do. I've got great spiritual work to accomplish, even in this little short fat hobbit body. Charlie, stop chewing on the glass bead. Like, no. She's obsessed. She's obsessive. I guess she's only really licking it. She'll get bored when she realises that nothing comes out of it. Are you bored now, Charlie? Are you bored? Do you want to read the Holy Bible? Are you that bored? She goes, what's a Holy Bible, Mama? It's words that human beings wrote that they say was inspired by God, and it's all sorts of weird and wonderful stories, some more weird, some more wonderful. And yeah, birdies don't need to worry about that. You talk to the gods every day. She's thinking about that. You've got a direct line, Charlie. Well, you would if you flew. All the other birds have a direct line. But like me, you're a bit of a renegade, aren't you? Yeah, I know. Metamorphosis. Little frogs blessing me in my psychedelic dreaming 7 years ago. Well, it's more than that now. Yet here we are, living through a COVID epoch with style and grace and good humour. 2 years, 5 months after that awful, debilitating, almost deathly surgery. Far out. So I wrote that in 2021. Far the fuck out. But what an experience. What an ennoblement directly from my angels. And here you see a little tiny frog. Where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. That clambered up onto my foot. I think that's on my heel. And a little shallow sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, waterway at the beach at Byron Bay. Fresh water, like, must have been fresh water if there was a frog in it. Crystal spotted this little guy. He swam up to me. He crawled up out of the water onto my foot. So as you know, frogs are the masters of metamorphosis, because they start out as teeny tiny tadpoles, Charlie, and then they grow legs, and then they swallow their own tail, and then they get out and start jumping around on the lily pads and people's feet. Ow! 28th of November 2022. Sunset over Holland Park, Brisbane, Australia. A storm blew through and I was gifted with this gorgeous rainbow. This would have been earlier in the day or late afternoon. So this morning the beautiful king parrot visited me. Then this evening this beautiful rainbow. Blessed Mama T here. I got to keep an eye on the time, people, because I'm going off to my hairdresser's about midday-ish. Well, it's a busy day, hitting the ground running, achieving all my goals. I got to buy that plastic jug too and do the 3-day bladder diary. Oh, dear goddess. Oh, how boring. But things you got to do, right? Oh, my goddess, the king and queen are here. Not only that, but the king parrot sang to me and landed right in front of me on my back steps where I am sitting. I asked his permission for a photo. He stayed just long enough for the picture, then he and his mate flew into the umbrella tree where they are both watching me with interest. How magical that he came so close to me, like a pet, almost. He fluttered down to me from the edge of my roof, then landed, and I swear to all the gods, he looked into my face and smiled. Well, you've seen in my videos how he interacts with me and twitters to me, and he's a lovely bird. He is a lovely bird. Today is going to be a magical, wondrous day. As I thought he was going to come to me last week, he fluttered right above my head, but this time he interfaced with me, mano o mano. Well, man bird to woman, how gracious and delightful. I am loved. It's a pity the sun was not on his feathers. He is scarlet and so very beautiful. Of course I told him so. He just smiled back at me. He loves me too. We didn't have to do a thing, just exist for each other. His mate almost flew down beside him, but she was more nervous of me. Oh my God, I feel so blessed to have had this interaction with the wild ones. And here we have him, but he's a bit shaded out because, yeah, he's out of the sunshine, but in the sun he's glorious bright red. Look at the way he's looking at me like, hello, hello. Hey, Charlie, you got competition from the wild birdies, Charlie. Nobody loves me as much as Charlie does, though. Nobody loves the mama as much as the Charlie. Here I posted, it was actually a video link of Thomas Sheridan, who talked about Dennis Wheatley novels and why you should read them. And I read Dennis Wheatley's books as a teenager. They were stored up in our attic. Great stories, loved them. So, although I'm a Jew, I'm also have been a student of the occult all my life, since early childhood. So it's very, very complex, people. I had a lovely afternoon and evening with Jared and Crystal yesterday. We drove to Hope Island and stopped at a vegan bakery. I bought a delicious vegan chicken pie. We bought some cake slices, then stopped at a dog park to eat at the picnic tables. We got bombarded by butcher birds who snatched the bits of cake right out of our hands. Cheeky. There was a very large, very old and scrawny kangaroo that I became somewhat fascinated with. I went to get as close as I could, but was a tad nervous about his very long claws. He sat and munched grass and watched me balefully. Beautiful creature. Then we went to Harbour Town and wandered around the shops. We were regaled with the high summer stench of other unlovely creatures who had not bathed or put on deodorant. An entire family of them. Yuck. Jared had to leave the store as the smelly family kept following him around and he became sickened by the stench. Oh, There was a doorman at the Armani store who stared condescendingly at us when we walked past. So Crystal went by the shop again and returned his snobbish disdain masterfully. It was hilarious. These peasants don't know that we were raised by much higher caliber snobs and psychopaths, so we can out-snob anyone. Then we made our way to the Helensvale markets, which were wonderful. Live music and a fire twirler and the most amazing food stalls. We had a yummy dinner together, then headed home as after 5 to 6 hours I worry about Bobo needing to poop. Yes, poor Bobo. You don't have to worry about pooping, Charlie. You just poop everywhere you feel like. She says, that's the joys of being a birdie num-num, Mama D. I'm a free bird. But we had fun, and it was good to spend time with my daughter and Jared. Jared had a gorgeous shirt on with matching cargo pants and received 3 compliments from men who all asked him where he bought the shirt. I was seriously impressed, as men rarely compliment other men for looking good or having style, so that was truly lovely. I even thanked the last man that complimented my friend. He literally wanted to buy the shirt off Jared's back. The people at Helensvale markets were really friendly, welcoming and encouraging. Some of the stall holders I spoke to suggested I set up a stall to sell my silver flatware jewellery. I felt very inspired and tempted. The little wooden sheds they call chalets cost $3,000 to purchase up front. I loved the idea, as it would give shelter from extreme heat, rain and wind. Something to think about, I guess. Yeah, I still like that idea, but then I'd have to drive down to Helensvale every time, the markets were on, and be a bit of a bloody commitment, wouldn't it? Oh, but anyway. But I still like the idea. One day. One day, my Charlie. 28th of November 2019. I posted this meme. The light inside is broken, but I still work. I know. And I wrote, my light never broke. Many dimmed its shine for a long while, but now I am back in all my blazing, radiant glory, or I will be when I can get off the toilet. Yeah, 2019 was a very bad year, but I was still adjusting to not having a gallbladder, and so I was actually very ill for quite about 2 years. It took me to recover from that gallbladder surgery. It's really unpleasant. Surgeries take me a long, long time to recover from. So this is in response to some meme or something that got deleted, but I left the comment up there anyway. Promises, promises, but I have always relied on hope, promise, the kindness of strangers, authentic love, and whimsical blessings, and ass kicks from the gods and the Holy One. A new decade. In a year, I turned 55. My personal life path, one year plus a master number. Stop, Charlie. No. I already expect another deeply powerful awakening year. Please, God, look after your little one. Bless me with a committed, loving partnership with someone who cherishes and delights in me and actually chooses me. Someone I can find equally loving and delightful. I know, broken record. Here we are 4 years later. But I'm seeing delightful shifts. I'm seeing men starting to light up for me. So I guess in the right time it will happen. Maybe. And then I posted David Guetta Titanium featuring Sia. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I commented, Titanic tainted Tanya built by her own titanium. Well, you got to laugh, people. You got to have fun with yourself. You got to know how ridiculous and absurd life really is. You got to keep it real by laughing at yourself. Here's a photo of my beautiful bow. My bow snuggling against my thigh. Sweet guy. I miss him so much. I miss you, Beauregard. You is a beautiful boy and I love you so much. Ow! I love you too, Charlie, but that wasn't nice poking my eye out with your beak. She says it wasn't on purpose, Mama T. I know, Charlie. Biggest achievement today. I trimmed Beauregard's fringe and jowls and eye sockets and took him for a walk. Second biggest achievement. Didn't die or run away in my car to wherever the fuck my half petrol tank could take me. When I wallow in despair over lost loves that still come to keep some kind of eye on me, even with their partners in tow, what the actual fuck is that? Seething in the casual cruelty that is humans. When my lungs are squeezing but my fever has broken, so I know I will get better after that awful greasy but delicious spike. When I think no one will ever love me, and if they do, I may not live long enough to enjoy it, I look at Beauregard, he of the beautiful gaze, and I remember everything is gonna be okay. Here he is, gazing at me. Monsieur Le Beauregard. He really didn't like having his photo taken much. So that's why it's sort of a half a glary stare like, leave me alone, Mama T, with your stupid puppy ratsy. Charlie is glad to see me. I have been so sick that he, at that time we thought he was male, has been cooped up for 2 days. So I brought him into bed with me. So many kisses, my little lover bird man, or in her case now, bird woman. Charlie, look at you kissing the mama. Kisses for the mama. Kisses for the mama. She's like, what? What? I'm not kissing you. I'm hanging off your shirt, mama. So I survived another day, another fight with my kid, but carried on with my afternoon and rather intrepidly managed a walk with Bobo and Charlie, even though I felt weak, so it was a very slow amble. At least the fever has gone, although it came back briefly. Fuck, what a life, Jesus. I wish I could win lotto so I could leave this hellhole and never look back. Too much horror and cruelty and debasement. If not for my few friends, I would have quit permanently this time. I don't know how I'm still alive, quite frankly. I really don't. The awfulness. It's been a constant flowing effluent of awfulness. It really has. But anyway, life goes on, people, and I'm holding on for the miracles, the magic and the majesty that I know are coming, even if it's only in the next dimension. But fuck it. I have to live in a hell of my own making. I chose this life and all the epic ghouls in it. I even chose to live by my motto, never let the bastards grind you down, which makes it hard to quit, as they must never, ever win, no matter how much they have hurt me. I must continue to rise and shine and evolve the newest version of the Tanya. And oh my goddess, all of a sudden the humidity is fucking killing me. Sorry people, I can't do it today. I'm a bit fragile today. I'm a fragile wilting little flower today. Here we go. It's just too hot. It's just too hot. Right, it's not even that hot. It's 23 degrees and cloudy. So I must be having a hot flush then. But it gets harder every day. The only way out is through. The only love worth having is true. I hold on to my inner truth and joy and light like glue. Even amidst the unravelling, insert primal scream here. No, Charlie, you can't have the fan. 28th of November 2018. King Oberon is getting his face on. Just needs lips, eyebrows, hair and crown now. And one of the fairies, I knitted 23 fairies and gave them all away. So Jared, I think, owns Oberon. He was going to bring Oberon to the markets with me since I've got Queen Titania. And we were going to set them up and maybe get orders. But I can't be bothered. I said, I don't want to have orders and knitting in the middle of summer and it's hot. It's just too much. He's like, what? I was like, no, I need to focus on selling my beautiful jewellery rather than knitting. I do enjoy knitting though, but not in the midst of summer. And anyway, nobody's bought them. Not one solitary person bought them. And I made them for like 2 years, so fuck it. Another thing, another waste of my time. But, you know, I love the fairies that I made. I've still got. Crystal's got one. Jared's got one. Lynn's got one. So, you know, my energies are out. They're out in the world. My progeny, my creations are out in the world. I gave up knitting because I made a couple for friends and casino friends. And I handed my beautiful fairy that I put so much work into, and they just went, oh yeah, like not even thank you, or so, fuck you, that's it, not doing this anymore. All that work you put into it, heart and soul, for them to go, it was just rude. If you don't appreciate my output, my creativity, get off my YouTube, get out of my life. Don't even come near or darken my doorstep again. I hate people that are just psychic vampires and just suck and suck and suck and leave you empty and angry and distressed and heartbroken. And while they go off and, you know, just use and abuse someone else. Had a lifetime of that, people, not just with sexual relationships but with friendships as well. I'm just staring at Charlie because she's very intrigued with the fan. Wild weather, no rain. It went dark, slopped 3 heavy drops. I panicked, raced Charlie safely inside. Then nothing. The sun came out. I filled the front pond. Blustery wind. Bright hot sunshine. Weirdest storm ever. I hope someone got the rain. Yeah, that was weird that day. Even the gods didn't want to relinquish the rain from the heavens. It's just bizarre. Today's gifts from Sacred Space. Red Weeping Pierre de Ronsard. Magic. Here it is. My beautiful roses. La vie en rose, mon cher, ma chérie, mes chéris, mes chers. What is the plural of my darlings, my dears? Would be mes chers, wouldn't it? I don't know. I've let French go. I've nearly forgotten everything I've ever learned. I've forgotten everything I ever learned, so that was all time wasted too. I guess it had its time, it had its season. 28th of November 2017. Pink night flowering water lily in bud. Guess what I'll be getting as an early Hanukkah present from Sacred Space. Oh shit, that reminds me, I've still got to order those candles. Hanukkah's on the 7th this year. I have to hurry up and do it. It should just get here in time. Watching Struggle Street. We'll be watching Gypsy Kids at 9:30 p.m. also. Bit triggered by the guy on Struggle Street trying to go to his mother's funeral without shoes. Yeah. Reminds me of my cunt father expecting me to take his ashes after being estranged for 17 years. Not to mention me stepping up to the mark for my evil bastard mother's funeral. I gave her the best funeral too. Oh well, she paid for hers and my father paid for his. That was their final gift to me. Almost 8 months since David Phillips died. Lots of emotional changes. I am free of them all now. I really am. Thank you, Holy One. Setting me free of those monsters. Yeah, I post up a photo of my knick-knack collection. Got lots of knick-knacks around the house, but I actually got that really beautiful paper from Reverse Garbage and put little backings and all the little you know, the shadow boxes. I love it. Here it is in real life up there. I do love it. I'm a little bit, I'm still, Miss Five, my inner child, still likes collecting things. She probably always will too. My collection of knickknacks, perfume bottles, German Harz Mountain figurines, old brooches, etc. I decorated the back of each printing block with cool paper I bought at Reverse Garbage, just to give it a bit more va-va-va-voom. You gotta have your va-va-va-voom, babies. Psychedelic dreamers demand that. Oh, now my battery's dying, would you believe it? Oh, bless. We'll go and get the battery cord. Where is it? It's not beside my bed. Oh, honestly. Nope. I don't even know where it is. It's probably on the table. No. Right, we're going to have a crisis now. I can't find my phone charger. Crisis, Charlie. We're reaching a crisis point. Oh, here it was, beside me the whole time. Oh, for the love of God. Right. It was under the cushion. I didn't know it was under the cushion, did I, Charlie? So there we go. We're back in the room. Are we back in the room, Charlie? Are we back in the room? And you've managed to scroll everything down to the end. How did you do that, Charlie? That was quick work, wasn't it? Mummy turns her back for 2 seconds and you mess up the whole laptop. Don't mess with the Bobo. Oh, you have to laugh. He's such a beautiful dog. He is, even though he's up there, you're still a beautiful doggy, Beauregard. He's like, Mama T, I just don't care anymore, he says. I'm done. You just go around, floating around heaven, Beauregard. Wait for me. Wait for me. Look after the cats. Hang out with Bella Rosa. Probably my horse. Yeah, my horse will be up there too. Just you can all wait for me in some meadow somewhere, because Mama's coming soon. Don't know how soon, but soon. Anyway, I better stop saying that. I might actually get my wish. I tell you what, in light of recent events, it's getting harder and harder and harder to choose to stay here. That's all I have to say about that. But then I must also remember the loveliness when I go dancing. So there is that. No, I'm gonna keep dancing for as long as I can. 11:55 a.m. Oh my. Third night of bugger all sleep, interrupted by constant need to pee and insane wakefulness. I went to bed at 2 a.m. but was up every hour until I finally succumbed to exhaustion around 7 a.m. So hang on a minute, what year was this? 2017. So this nonsense with my bladder's been going on for years. Years and years and years. No wonder I'm bloody at my wit's end now. Enough is enough. Well, I guess I could have just let that truck slam into me on the 9th of August instead of choosing to survive even that, for the love of all the gods. I could have been dating Cedric by now. He was mad keen. He was also mad, but there is that. Oh, dear goddess. He did invite me out on actual dates, though. He was a decent man. Wanted to take me for fish and chips to Wynnum and meet me at the markets. Like, he was keen. Maybe I'll go and see him. At least he was genuinely wanting a woman. And he didn't lay a hand on me. He had 5 hours of opportunity to do so. Poor motherfucker was shaking with terror because every time he got too close to me, I would just go and be ready to, like, fight. And he could sense it too. And when I left, he said, "Thank you for trusting me," which I thought was very heartfelt and sweet. But I can't go there. I just can't go there. Oh well, menopause is an epic cuntish thing. Yeah, all that time I was thinking it was menopause. No, it's problems with my pituitary gland and kidneys. Oh, for the love of God. Well, anyway, they can get to the bottom of it now, fix the problem. They can fix the problem. Then I can reclaim my life. Watch out, boys, when Mama T reclaims her life. As usual, I'm dreaming. I had a lovely evening with Jared and little Harvey. We drank wine out in the garden in the arvo and admired all my blooming plants. Then we watched TV at night. We cooked dinner together late in the evening. Chicken breasts in a peanut sauce with broccolini and Brussels sprouts. I fucking hate Brussels sprouts. What were you thinking, Jared? Would have been Jared's idea to cook up the Brussels sprouts. Oh, here we go. It was my idea. It must have been right off my head. I hate Brussels sprouts. I attempted to make a cheese sauce with gluten-free flour to hide the flavour of Brussels sprouts, which was hilarious as I haven't made a white sauce in many years, and that was the only thing my mother ever taught me how to cook. So I was a bit triggered, as cooking was not something my mother did pleasurably or with ease, and it brought back odd memories, and the white sauce roux didn't roux too well, and it was lumpy and weird. So I'm standing there whisking like a demon, having a weird sort of breakdown and yelling at my Jared to chuck the cheese in, even though the roux was already an abortion, and somehow it sort of turned out vaguely edible. Except gluten-free flour and Brussels sprouts water I cooked it with gave it an odd taste, laughing my ass off. So now you see why it's funny when Jared and I cook together, because he just puts up with my eccentricities, and yeah, they are quite eccentric ways of cooking, and we just kind of laugh at ourselves, you know. It's great fun actually, except if you plan on having a proper meal at the end of it. Anyway, Jared made turmeric rice. Jared's an excellent cook, by the way, unlike me. And I made the chicken with peanut sauce. And although I freaked that the meal was going to be a disaster, it came together and I thought, wow, I love cooking with Jared, as we make dinner so eventful and it just seems so much better. And I do love cooking with Jared. I'm not sure Jared loves cooking with me though. It just sort of reminded me of days when I had my shop and we'd be like really busy and I'd be yelling out orders and he'd be yelling back, and we had so much fun, we really did. This is how you know someone's truly your friend and has your back, when even the hectic, traumatizing times can be made into a bit of fun. As long as they're not too traumatic. It was a bit traumatic though, having like people lined all around the front of the shop and all around the side. There was only us on and we were like frantically busy. That was a bit traumatizing. We sat and noshed on our lovely meal, and Beauregard sat at my feet, soul-sucking me beatifically until I gave him my last piece of chicken, and he was so happy. We were all very well fed and content. Later we had some Whittaker's chocolate. We also had jelly in the afternoon, as my gut was playing up, and I read jelly is good for the stomach and digestion. So we were like 5-year-olds, which is our favourite state of being. During my long interrupted night of pishing and insomnia, my back tooth decided to hurt as well. And I was like, fuck you, tooth. Fuck you, brain. This is all just bloody epic acting out. There is nothing wrong with you. Stop referring pain in the back jaw. So it griped and pinched for a long while in protest. Then I fell asleep for a while. My meat carcass is not behaving like it should, but then, when did it ever? 1 more month until Crystal comes home. She is dealing with her own breakdown over there, and there is nothing I can do. Soon she will be back in Brisbane, and I can give her all her stuff and clear out my house and focus on what I really am and where I am going in life, ultimately going nowhere on my giant hamster wheel. Oh look, a kitten! But running as fast as I can, as that is a distraction from the inevitable conclusion. But I can dream the psychedelic dream of Byron Bay and peace and true love and being surrounded by good, kind, life-enhancing people who genuinely love and care about me, as my heart keeps beating to its own delusions. And in the meantime, there is chocolate and happiness and 5-year-old parties, and sleep is a thing I used to do all day, and now I write crazy, sad, mad shit on Facebook. It's a hobby. Update 2018. 1 year ago today. Insomnia in late spring seems to be my new default mode. Feeling happy and excited today, not sure why, probably lack of sleep. 28th of November 2016. The workmen at the house that has been raised arrived at 5 a.m. to lay the slab, calling out loudly. Ugh. Then at 8 a.m. my workmen arrived to lay down dirt and turf for the erosion on the left side of my house. So annoying, as they woke me up to move my car. So I am up early and all fuzzy in the head from the noisy workers. On a positive note, the garden will look nice again, and across the road they will start building the house underneath, so I guess in a few weeks that annoyance will be over. They dragged that house out for fucking years. Oh my goddess. Anyway, what can you do? 28th of November 2015, 4:09 a.m. Sore feet, but I had fun dancing with Joe, Moana and Catherine and Sally. Tomorrow night is Mission X. Woot! I used to love Mission X with Abby Sky. Oh, she can belt out a tune. She's got a wonderful voice. 28th of November 2014. At the juice shop in Byron Bay this was. Here's my family, my beautiful family. Oh my goodness. So many beautiful experiences for me in Byron. If I had money, I would buy a house there. It really is my spiritual home. Even the little frog swimming over to me and climbing up and sitting on my foot was a sign, an answer to my prayers. Still not sure what is about to happen, but seeing 11:11 and 1:11. So it is going to be amazing. I have decided to go there more often, to try to make connections with people that might help me find new opportunities. Well, alas, no. Brisbane CBD has basically abused me one too many times. So it's time to find a place where I am welcome and valued. So exciting. We had a lovely day, except we got wet in the rain on the beach, and my heel and knees hurt now from all the walking. I said a little prayer at the ocean and asked for a sign. Then not long after, the little frog climbed up on my foot. So cute. I went out to hang out more washing to discover socks chewing up another dead rat. I think they must be coming for the chook food in the silky cage. I will have to nail metal mesh to the sides to stop the little buggers coming in. Or they are coming for the compost maybe. To top off this horrid experience, I just caught him with his face in my cheesecake, fresh from gnawing on a rat, mind officially blown. Woot, I found my togs. Now I can go swimming at Byron Bay. Bliss out. 3 a.m. Need to sleep, but too excited about Byron. Getting up at 7. Dang blam it. I need knocking out. I need to find out, was that 2014? When although I prayed for a sign and all that hullabaloo and mad witchy nonsense. Yeah, it was 28th of November 2014. Well, that didn't manifest because in those days I was still madly in love with Wiglet. And nothing came of that. Oh no, actually, did something come of that? No, things did happen. Things did happen. the following year. A thing did happen the following year, and then I tried to kill myself. Not because of him per se, but all the other evil shit that was going on. But you know, that did actually manifest. Oh, well, it was only a game in his head, wasn't it? It's another of his evil fucking sadistic games. So, but no, that prayer was answered, however briefly. Oh, dear goddess. Poor Tanya Schmuck. I deserve better than that. I deserve so much better than being treated like that. 28th of November 2013. And I really, really, really deserve better. Because I'm a good woman. Like, really, I deserve better. I'm not just like saying it as just a, oh wow, you know. Anyway, I've healed since then. It's taken me 8 years, but I have healed. I am opening up to love again, which is miraculous. It's a pity it took me so long. I did have a powerful healing from Richard Marler, who's another urban shaman, back in the end of 2019. And so it's taken 4 years for that healing to get integrated in my body. But I guess I was also still healing from the gallbladder surgery, which took 2 years. And then I had to fight through the COVID epoch, literally fought every day against it on Facebook and vocal media and, you know. So that took up another 3 years of my life. So here we are. Now I'm claiming it's my turn now. It's my turn to have all the lovely things I've always dreamed and hoped for and prayed for, by the way. Ruth, the Moabite woman. Never mind. The gods might be crazy, but they know what they're doing with me. You can see it every day, the exponential growth. I can see it too. And I'm humbled and I'm grateful and I'm very, very proud of myself for my long, hard fight to self-determination. 28th of November 2013. Happy Hanukkah to my Jew crew. Love and many bright blessings to you all. I am really sick and weak today. In spite of feeling weak, I went to Bunnings when I got up at midday. Bought fly screens for the front and back door. It cost me $51 because I bought a stronger pet-resistant one for the front door. I had trouble fitting the heavier gauge pet one. I fainted twice from lack of oxygen. Well, quickly lay on the floor as I felt myself start to fit and didn't want to black out on the front stairs. Hysterical conversions, people, but I get them from lack of oxygen too. Mama, you're poor de Mama. But Mama's okay. Look what she did, even blacking out. She made that fly screen work, all by herself. Yes, because I am not weak and I am not pathetic. And I can do things all by myself. And when I can't, well, I can't. And that's just how it ends up. Sometimes I can't do things. Just after completing the task, Gail and Talia arrived, so I made pancakes. Then we went to Macca's. Why do we go to Macca's when I just made them bloody pancakes to eat? I'll probably say Talia could play on the playground and we probably just had a cup of coffee or something. Yeah, but that's a bit weird. Oh well. Anyway, now I feel really nauseous. I blame the heavy-duty antibiotics the hospital doctor gave me for my foot. Oh well, that'll teach me for walking barefoot and almost killing myself. I hope I feel better by next week, as this terrible sense... Stop it, Charlie! As this terrible sense of malaise and weakness is scary. You're getting on my last nerve, Charlie. Charlie, Mama's last nerve. She's like, I don't care, Mama T. I'm not scared of your last nerve. Well, the humans are scared of my last nerve, Charlie. The humans are very fucking scared of my last nerve. As they should be. 28th of November, 2012. Tonight I padlocked both gates and nesting box doors on the remaining 3 hens chicken tractor. Yeah, what are you going to do now, Charlie? This way, if that bastard comes again tonight, he won't be able to open the gates to let the dog in. But alas, he can still turn the coop on its side and get to them that way. But then I will have proof it's a person, as no way a dog would be able to do that, or a fox either. It's ridiculous that I have to lock my hens up for safety at night. Absurd and disgusting. What is wrong with people? My mind just boggles. My 3 white young chooks were slaughtered last night. Someone is bringing a dog in here and letting it in the coop, as there is no way a dog or fox can unslide the bolt on the cage door. I am ropeable. I have notified the BCC, which is Brisbane City Council, about the guy with his Alsatian who I caught today off leash about to jump the fence to attack Bella. I was highly suspicious it's him entering my yard and letting his dog at my chooks, but I have doubts now, as when Rex was off leash, he could easily have jumped my fence, but didn't. Or perhaps he already had a very full stomach. It's the second time I've caught that guy with his dog off leash, so I formally complained. Not sure what they will do, but I will keep on his back. Meanwhile, I also suspect my crazy Romanian neighbour of killing my chooks with his dog. His dog is blind, so he would have to be the one opening the coop to let Jack in. But I can't prove either of them, just know it's a human involved. Until dogs attain opposable thumbs, there is no way they could have gotten inside the coops. And a friend said, that's horrid. If I was there, I'd stake it out for you one night. And I replied, oh, thanks, babe. My darling Lynn is going to buy me a baby monitor. I'll leave it in the coop at night and be able to hear what's going on while I'm in the lounge. Sooner or later, I'll catch the scum bastard. And another friend wrote, I hope against hope that you're wrong, because if there are people that cruel out there, I might just lose my faith in humanity. My thoughts are with you, Tanya. How absolutely ghastly. And I replied, oh, it's 11:11 a.m. Make a wish, people. Amen. Rebecca, I lost faith in humanity a long, long time ago. But there are also some beautiful people out there, so that inspires me to carry on. Pity the ghastly are far outnumbering the heroic, solid and extraordinary. A friend tells me on Pal Talk that it was most likely a fox after all. Apparently they have learned to slide open bolts with their teeth. So if so, I am angry at my street neighbours for naught. I think the baby monitor is a good idea. That way I'll be able to hear what or who is attacking my girls and be out in time to witness the attacker red-pawed or handed, or pawed and handed. I must remember my hockey stick, lol. And Sally Castle wrote, Tanya, I have 2 hockey sticks you can have. How horrible, you have been through enough. Thanks, Sally, but I have 2 hockey sticks also, which will come very handy, laughing my ass off. And Margaret wrote, oh, how horrible. I'm so sorry to hear about the chooks, and lucky you were there to save Miss Bella. And Annette wrote, Lynn's sister. I wanted to buy you more, but my sister would not let me. I am so sorry this has happened. Keep in touch, okay? And I replied, hugs for the sweet thought of wanting to buy new chooks, but I need a larger chicken tractor in steel before I bring any more home. Too risky that they might get killed. I put 2 padlocks on the remaining chicken coop to make it harder for whomever is doing it, but they will tip the coop over on its side if they are determined. But then I can take photos of the turned over coop and get fingerprints as well. So for now, they are safe. 28th of November 2010. I had a very productive day doing my favourite thing, official schnorring at a council strip collection day, or curbside collection they call it. I scored a cool old wooden ladder for my garden, a Weber barbecue, just need a new grill plate for it, an amazing red front door, a gym bouncy trampoline to use as a dog bed for when my darling Bella gets too old to climb into bed with me, and other assorted schmonzes. I'm tired but satiated. It's hard work squirreling stuff for free that is about to be compacted in a big truck, lol. At least I'm recycling and saving tip space. Gail dropped in when I got home with my treasures and said my lips were blue from my efforts with my sleep apnea and asthma not getting enough air in. But she was impressed with my booty too. I also got lettuce to use in my garden and a whole box of glass jars which I used to make lanterns to put tea lights in and I hang in my trees. So cool. I love being an official schnorrer. Who needs money when the universe gives me everything I need for free? Just need to paint and renovate stuff, and no one knows it didn't cost me much. Just time, paint and elbow grease. And Sylvia Shine wrote, you should see the stuff they put out around here. Really good gear. And she was down in Melbourne. I know, I need to find out when the wealthy suburbs have their annual scrap day so I can scout around there. Would be so cool. There were people scouting with big trucks, utes and trailers all day, today. So I only got stuff I could fit in my car, which is not supposed to be driven at the moment because it needs repairs. Naughty. I missed out on so much stuff because I only have a very small car. I guess that was the little Mazda 121 hatchback I had. It was like a mobile roller skate. I guess the truck people were second-hand dealers anyway, which really made me frustrated, as tomorrow they'll clean the stuff up and sell it for 1000% profit in their stores. But such is life. I'm glad I got my little efforts. And 28th of November 2009 saw a serious man today. It really reminded me of my own life, seriously, but really funny all the same. And thus concludes today's readings from my journal entries. And yes, I'm off to the hairdresser, and yeah, looking forward to that, although I'm quite tired and would rather be going back to bed actually. But anyway, a woman's got to do what a woman's got to do. Even though I don't have a partner, I got to keep myself looking a bit, you know, a bit lovely, because you never know whom you might meet and who might light up for me and be authentic and genuine and heartfelt and, you know, begin a real heart-centered, loving relationship with me. And if it doesn't happen, I want to look good for myself. So on that note, bye to you all. Have a beautiful day in the space-time continuum, and be good to each other. Charlie's sitting down here on my thigh. Aren't you, Charlie? Yes. Mama's got to go out again, Charlie. It's a busy day. It's a busy day, Charlie. Yeah, be good to each other, love each other, support each other as best as you can, and be good to yourselves too. Get your hair done, you know. Make jewellery. Stay beautiful. Stay sane in the membrane. Love your life. Every day and every way is a miracle unfolding perfectly just for you and for me. God's bless. Bye for now from Titania's realm. Take good care.